Grow Your Mindset podcast. Grow your mind, change your life.
But listen, you are not late. I want you to hear that right now, right at the beginning of our time together today.
Yes, absolutely.
You are not late. Welcome to the Grow Your Mindset podcast. I am so glad you are here with us.
Me too. It is great to be here.
Today, we are talking about a very heavy, a very common feeling. It is that quiet, crushing pressure we all feel.
The pressure to have everything figured out.
Exactly. The pressure to have everything figured out by a certain age, like the pressure to have the perfect career.
Or to be married.
Right. To be married, to buy a house, or, I don't know, to be rich before some invisible timer runs out.
And that timer is so stressful.
It is. So today, we are going to look closely at this. We will talk about where this fake timeline came from.
And why our brains play tricks on us.
Yes, why we always compare ourselves to everyone around us. And finally, we will give you simple tips to drop that heavy weight today.
It is such an important topic. Because, well, if you started this year feeling lost.
For feeling behind.
Right. If you feel like you are standing still while all your friends are running fast, you need to know that you are completely normal.
Completely normal.
Yes. Just take a deep breath. You are not doing anything wrong.
Well,
In fact, let me share a number that completely changed how I see this.
oh, I love numbers. What is it?
Studies show that 7 out of 10 adults feel behind on their life timeline.
Wait, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. That is 70% of all people.
Wow.
70% of the population is walking around feeling like they are failing. They feel behind in love or money or their jobs.
Well, let's just, stop and think about the math on that for a second.
Okay, let's do it.
If 70% of people feel behind, then the whole idea of being behind is just a fake picture.
It really is.
I mean, we are all just walking around secretly comparing ourselves to each other. The married people are looking at the single people. Right. They see the single people traveling and think, oh no, I missed out on my freedom.
Yes, and the single people are looking at the married people thinking, I am so lonely, I am falling behind.
Totally. Or, the person with the safe office job wants to be an artist.
But the artist is stressed about money and wishes they had the safe office job.
Exactly. If almost everyone thinks they are losing the game, then, well, the game is broken.
That is the perfect way to say it. It is a giant trick of the mind. And to fix it, we have to start with a big question.
Which is?
Why? Why do our brains play this trick on us?
Yeah, why do we do this to ourselves?
It actually goes back to how human beings are built. Like thousands of years ago.
Okay, taking it way back.
Right. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in very small groups, maybe, 100 or 150 people in a small village.
Right, very small tribe.
In that small village, it was extremely important to know exactly where you fit in.
Because your life depended on it.
Exactly. If you were the slowest runner, you might not get food. If people did not like you, they might kick you out of the village.
And if you get kicked out, you do not survive alone.
Right.
Yeah.
So our brains grew a special survival tool, a comparison tool.
A comparison tool. I like that.
Your brain is constantly asking, am I doing okay compared to everyone else?
So comparing ourselves to others is not some new modern weakness.
No.
It is actually old survival software in our heads. It kept our great-great-grandparents alive.
Yes, it kept them safe.
But here's the problem with that. That old survival software is running in a modern world now.
That is the big problem.
We do not live in a village of 100 people anymore. We live in a world with billions of people.
And we have smartphones.
Yes, we have smartphones connecting us to all of them all day long.
You hit on the exact issue.
Yeah.
We took a brain built for 50 local people and we connected it to the internet.
Which is crazy when you think about it.
It is. Now, your brain is comparing your life to millions of the most successful, most beautiful, rich people on Earth.
And that leads us to our first big track.
Yes.
Yeah?
It leads to something called the highlight bias.
The highlight bias. Let's break that down for everyone listening.
Sure. So a highlight is the absolute best part of something.
Like the best goal in a football game. They show it on TV over and over.
Exactly. The highlight bias means we naturally compare our messy, difficult, everyday life to other people's perfect, chosen moments.
We compare our real feelings to their perfect photos.
Yes. We compare our insides to their outsides.
That makes so much sense. I mean, just think about what happens when you open social media.
What do you usually see?
Well, you open the app and you see your friend's beautiful wedding in Italy.
Right.
You see someone from high school buying a huge new house.
A perfect house.
Yeah. You see a coworker getting a massive promotion. That is all we see. We are just eating a pure diet of highlights.
But think about what you do not see.
You never see their failures.
Never. Nobody posts a photo of themselves crying in their car after a bad day at work.
No. Nobody posts a picture of their credit card bills.
Right. We never see their doubts or their arguments with their partner.
And because we never see the bad days, our brains make a terrible mistake.
What mistake is that?
Our brains just assume the bad days do not exist for those people.
Exactly. It is like looking at the world through a digital filter.
Oh, I like that example. Tell me more.
A digital filter on a photo makes the picture look brighter and smoother and happier than real life.
It hides all the dark spots.
Yes, and comparing your real normal life to someone's digital filter is a recipe for instant sadness.
It really is. We always think other people are happier than they really are.
We see a smile in a photo and our brain says, look at them. Their whole life is perfect. They figured it out and you failed.
But, let me ask you something. Let me push back on this a little bit.
Go ahead.
What if my friend really is doing better than me?
It is a fair question.
Because I think a lot of listeners are thinking this right now. We all have that one friend who actually has a great job, a nice family, and seems really happy.
Right. It is not just a fake photo.
Yeah, they are truly succeeding in real life, while I am still trying to find my path. How do we handle that?
The truth is, some people do find success early. But here is where we need to understand the difference between shallow and deep understanding.
Shallow and deep. Okay, explain that.
When you only look at the surface of someone's life, even a good friend, you have a shallow understanding.
You only see the outside.
Right. You just see the results, the nice house, the good job. But when you build a deep relationship,
Like when you really talk to them.
yes, when you have honest, deep conversations with those successful people, you almost always learn a surprising truth.
Which is what? That they are just as stressed out as we are.
Exactly. You learn that they are fighting very hard battles you knew nothing about.
Wow.
Maybe they have the perfect job, but they suffer from terrible anxiety every night. Maybe they have a beautiful house, but their marriage is really struggling in private.
Or maybe they feel trapped by their job and wish they could quit and start over.
Exactly. When you feel deeply jealous of someone, you are usually comparing your worst day to their best day.
That is so unfair to ourselves.
It is. You are comparing your whole messy life to just one tiny successful piece of theirs. It is never a fair comparison.
I really love that concept. Comparing our worst day to their best day. It is a game you can never win.
Never.
So comparing ourselves to the filtered lives of other people is the first major trap.
Yes, it is.
But there is a second trap, and I think this one is even more hidden.
What is the second trap?
We do not just compare ourselves to other people, we also compare ourselves to an invisible clock.
Yes. The ticking clock.
There is a ticking clock in our heads telling us we are running out of time.
Constantly ticking.
Where did this clock even come from? Who decided what the timeline of a normal life should be?
This is one of the most interesting parts of human psychology. Because the clock is not natural.
It's not.
No. The invisible timeline in your head is actually a social rule book. And it was mostly invented in the 1950s.
Wait, the 1950s?
Yes. After the Second World War, the world was changing very fast.
Okay, the economy was growing.
Exactly. Industries needed to sell things to people. They needed to sell new houses, new cars, new washing machines.
So it was about selling stuff.
Yes. So society and advertising created a picture of the perfect life. This became the standard timeline.
So the timeline we are all stressing over was built by 1950s advertising. That is crazy.
It is crazy, but it is true.
What exactly were the rules of this 1950s rulebook? Let's tell the listeners.
The rules were very strict. The timeline goes exactly like this. You must finish university by age 22.
Okay, 22.
You must start a serious career by age 25.
Right.
You must be married by age 30.
Married by 30.
You must own a home and have children by age 35.
Wow.
And you must be completely settled, rich, and perfectly happy by age 40.
That is a lot of pressure.
For many decades, this was the invisible script given from parents to children.
And we still carry it today.
We do. Deep in our minds, we still use this old rule book. When we turn 30 and we are not married, an alarm bell rings in our heads.
Or we turn 25 and do not have a career and we panic.
Yes. We feel like we failed.
But the world of the 1950s is completely gone.
It is entirely gone.
Think about how much the world has changed. Technology has changed how we work. The cost of living is completely different.
Very different.
In the 1950s, a person could buy a house on one normal salary. Today, That is almost impossible in most cities.
It is impossible for a lot of people.
Why are we using a broken old map for a brand new world?
We shouldn't be.
It is like trying to use an old map of Rome to drive through modern New York City. You are going to get lost.
And it is not your fault you are lost. That is a perfect example. You are holding the wrong map.
So let's throw away the old map right now.
Yes, let's look at the actual facts of the modern world.
Give me the real facts. Let's start with marriage.
Okay. The average age for marriage around the world is higher right now than at any point in history.
People are waiting longer.
Yes, people are choosing to wait. They want to understand themselves better first.
That is smart. And what about careers?
The idea of getting one job at 22 and keeping it until you are 65, that is dead.
Completely dead.
Today, the average person changes their entire career between 3 to 7 times in their life.
Wait, 3 to 7 complete career changes?
Yes.
That means it is perfectly normal to wake up at age 35, look at your job, and say, I want to do something totally different.
It is more than normal. It is expected. Most people do not figure out their true life purpose at age 20.
Your brain isn't even fully done growing at 20.
Exactly. People find their true calling much later, in their 30s, their 50s, or even their 60s.
I love that.
And here is a piece of data that always surprises people. Think about a successful business starter, an entrepreneur.
Okay, I am picturing one.
Who do you picture in your mind?
Well, I usually picture a 21-year-old kid wearing a hoodie, building a computer app in a garage.
Right, because that is the story the news loves to show us.
Yeah, the young genius who gets rich quick.
But the real data tells a completely different story.
What does the data say?
Studies of thousands of businesses show that the average age of a successful business starter is not 21.
What is it?
It is 45.
45.
Yes, 45 years old.
That completely breaks the myth. Why 45?
Because building something truly valuable takes a lot of experience.
That makes sense.
By age 45, you have spent 20 years learning how the real world works. You know people who trust you.
You know how to talk to people.
Exactly. You know how to handle failure. You just have better tools to build a business than a 21-year-old does.
So the 21-year-old billionaires are just very rare exceptions.
Extremely rare. But we treat them like they're the normal rule.
So let me speak directly to you, the listener, right now.
Yes, listen to this.
Think about what we just learned. You might look at your life and feel like you are moving slower than everyone else.
But there are real reasons for that.
Exactly. Maybe you are moving slower because you are carrying a much heavier load.
Like what?
Well, maybe you had to care for a sick family member for 5 years.
That takes a lot of time and energy.
Or maybe you had to work 2 hard jobs just to pay for your school.
Right.
Or maybe you are taking a slower path because you are building a real, unique life, not just copying the fake 1950s map.
I like to say building a cheap house is fast. Building a castle takes time.
Building a castle takes time. That is beautiful.
It takes a lot of time.
Ah.
And that brings us to the third big source of pressure.
Okay, what is the third one?
We talked about pressure from social media. We talked about pressure from the 1950s timeline. But the heaviest pressure actually comes from inside our own minds.
The pressure we put on ourselves.
Yes. Scientists have a specific name for this. They call it temporal comparison stress.
Temporal comparison stress. That sounds complicated. Let's break that down into simple English.
Sure. Temporal just means related to time.
Okay, time.
So, temporal comparison stress happens when you feel stressed because you are comparing your real life to the imaginary person you thought you would be by now.
Oh. You are not comparing yourself to a friend.
No, you're comparing yourself to a ghost. The ghost of your own past plan.
Oh, this hits so close to home. I think we all do this.
We definitely do.
Let's do a quick mental exercise. I want you, the listener, to think back to when you were 15 or 18 years old.
Think about your teenage self.
You probably sat in your room and made a grand plan for your life.
I will be rich by 25.
Exactly. You said, I will have a huge house by 27. I am going to be famous by 30.
But let's be honest. When you were 18, what did you actually know about the world?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
At 18, your understanding of the world is just from movies. You know nothing about taxes or how hard relationships are or how hard jobs are.
Like, your teenage plan was just a guess.
A beautiful guess, but not based on reality. It had 0 facts.
Yet, 10 years later, at age 28, you feel like a failure.
Because you did not meet the goals set by a teenager who knew nothing. Why do we let our past selves bully our present selves?
Because we attach our pride to those early plans. Let's look at an example of why changing your plan is actually good.
Okay, give me an example.
Imagine a teenager who is very creative. They love drawing. So they say, I'm going to be a graphic designer.
That is their big plan.
Yes. They spend 4 years at university studying design. They graduate, get a job, and then reality hits.
They don't like it.
They hate it. They realize that drawing for fun is great, but doing it for a mean boss for 8 hours a day makes them miserable.
Right, and this is the exact moment where people get stuck.
Why do they get stuck?
They think, I spent 4 years studying this. I told everyone I am a designer. If I quit now, I am a failure.
They feel like they wasted their time.
Yes. So what should they do?
They need to realize that trying something and disliking it is very good information.
It is learning.
Yes. So let's say at age 26, this person says, okay, design is not for me. They try working as a business consultant.
Okay, a new path.
But they hate that too. Too much traveling.
Oh, no.
But then, at age 28 or 30, they combine design and business, and they discover they love teaching adult classes. They find their true fit.
Let's look at that story. Because society might say, wow, they wasted their 20s. Did that person make a mistake?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Changing your mind is not a mistake. It is not going off the path. It is the path.
It is just learning about yourself.
Exactly. You cannot know what fits you until you try it. No one predicts their life perfectly. Not one person.
So when my childhood plan changes, I am not failing.
No. You are just updating your brain with real-world information.
That is such a huge relief. Okay, so we know life takes time to figure out. But is there scientific proof that things get better later in life?
Yes, there is.
Because society tells us that being young is the best time. We hear that your 20s are your golden years.
Right, as they say, it is all downhill after 30.
Exactly. If you are 35 and struggling, you feel like the best parts of life are already gone. Is that true?
It is completely false. And we have massive global data to prove it.
Tell me about the data.
A few years ago, researchers did a huge study across 130 different countries.
130 countries. That is a lot.
They asked hundreds of thousands of people about their stress, their joy, and how happy they were.
And what did they find?
They discovered that human happiness looks like the letter U.
The letter U. Okay, let's draw that in our minds.
Let's trace it.
The left side of the U starts high up, then the line drops down deep to the bottom, and then the right side goes all the way back up.
Precisely. Let's walk through the ages. When we are children, we are at the top left of the U. Happiness is high.
Because we have no responsibilities, we just play.
Exactly. But as we enter our 20s, the line drops fast.
Oh, no.
Throughout our 20s and 30s, happiness hits the absolute bottom of the U.
The bottom.
Yes. For most people on Earth, the late 20s and 30s are statistically the most stressful, least happy time of their lives.
Wow. Why is the drop so severe? Let me guess.
Go again.
Is it because during those years, we're carrying that heavy backpack we talked about? We enter the adult world and we collect everyone else's opinions.
You are absolutely right. It is the peak time for comparing ourselves to others.
We're looking left, we're looking right. We worry about impressing the boss. We stress about finding a partner. We try to buy a house.
All at the exact same time.
The pressure is suffocating. We try to prove our worth to the world.
It is a perfect storm of stress. But here is the beautiful part of the study.
What happens next?
As we move into our 40s, 50s, and 60s, the line goes back up.
We climb the right side of the U.
Yes. We actually become much happier and more peaceful as we get older.
But why? Do our problems just vanish at 50?
No, the problems are still there. You still have to pay for your house, but something in your mind changes.
What changes?
As we get older, we simply stop caring so much about what other people think.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
You realize that the things you worried about in your 20s do not matter. You take that heavy backpack of opinions and you drop it on the floor.
You finally dropped the backpack.
Yes, you accept who you are with all your mistakes, and that brings deep peace.
I love that image. Taking a full breath of air after holding it for 10 years.
Exactly.
So if happiness grows later in life, success must happen later too. We need to normalize late success. Let's share some real stories of famous people.
This is my favorite part. These stories destroy the myth that you have to be successful by 25. Who is your first example?
Let's start with Oprah Winfrey.
A great example.
She is one of the most famous TV hosts in the world, but she had a hard start. She was actually fired from an early news job.
Really?
Fired, yes. They told her she was not right for television. She did not get her big famous talk show until she was 32 years old.
32 is a great start, but let's go older. How about the writer Toni Morrison?
Oh, I love her books.
She won the Nobel Prize. But for a long time, she was a single mother working as an editor just to pay bills. She did not publish her first novel until she was 39.
39 for her first book. That is amazing. And what about fashion? Look at Vera Wang.
The wedding dress designer.
Yes, today her dresses are famous everywhere. But she spent her early life as a figure skater and then a journalist. She did not open her dress shop until she was 40 years old.
That is incredible. And we can go even older. Think about Ray Kroc.
McDonald's, right?
Yes, McDonald's is one of the biggest businesses on earth, but Ray Kroc was just a guy selling milkshake machines from his car for years.
Wow.
He did not start building the global McDonald's business until he was 52 years old.
52. He was selling milkshake machines until he was 52.
Yes, he was.
So what is the big lesson here? It tells us something very clear. Success is not a race. You do not get extra points for being early.
No, you don't.
Society praises young winners, but true success is about finding the right path for you. And sometimes that takes 30 or 40 years of trying.
Finding the right path is called alignment. When you are aligned, the work feels natural.
And when you are not aligned, every day is a struggle.
Exactly. So we have talked about the history and the science, but we need to look at the danger.
The danger.
Yes. What happens to our minds if we ignore this? What happens if we keep treating life like a running race?
Oh, right. The dark side of this topic. What is the psychological result of life as a race?
The result is that you lose, no matter where you are. Let me explain. In a race, you are either behind someone or ahead of someone.
Right. There are only two spots.
If you look around and feel behind, your brain releases stress. You feel sad, you get depressed, you lose motivation to even try.
Because the gap feels too big to catch up.
Yes, but what if you are winning?
Yeah, what if you are the richest, most successful person in your group? You're at the front. Shouldn't you feel happy?
You would think so.
Yeah.
But your brain does not relax. If you think life is a race and you are in first place, you become terrified.
Terrified? What?
Because you were terrified, someone behind you is going to run faster and catch up. You spend all your energy looking over your shoulder.
Oh, wow.
So look at the result. If you are at the back, you are depressed. If you're at the front, you're terrified. There's no peace in a race.
Depressed at the back, terrified at the front. That is a miserable way to live.
It really is.
And when we live in a panic, we make bad choices. There are 3 very bad choices we make when we feel late.
Let's tell the listeners about these 3 mistakes. I'm sure everyone has done at least one. What is the first bad choice?
The first bad choice is that we rush big life decisions. Because we feel the clock ticking, we try to take shortcuts.
Like what kind of shortcuts?
Well, you might take a toxic job with a terrible boss just because it pays more money today and looks cool on social media.
Or even worse, romantic relationships.
Yes. You turn 30, you see friends getting married, and you panic. I'm running out of time.
Oh.
So you marry someone you know is wrong for you.
You settle for less.
You make a permanent mistake just to fix a temporary feeling of being behind.
That is heartbreaking. People would rather be in a bad marriage than feel left behind. What is the second bad choice?
The second bad choice is that we quit too early. When we are panicked, we lose our patience.
Give me an example.
Let's say you start learning a new language. You try hard for 3 months, but progress is slow. You see other people speaking perfectly. Your brain tricks you. Your brain says, I am moving too slow, I must be doing it wrong. And so you quit.
You give up on a beautiful dream just because it was not fast enough.
Exactly.
We confuse slow progress with no progress. A tree grows very slowly, but it is growing. If you pull it out of the dirt to check the roots, it dies.
That is true. And what is the third bad choice? The third one is the saddest. We stop enjoying today.
We miss the present moment.
Yes, we spend all our energy living in imaginary stress about tomorrow. We worry so much about what people think that we become blind to today.
We sit at dinner with our family, but we are not really there.
We miss the taste of our food. We miss the beautiful weather. We trade real beautiful moments for fake imaginary stress.
It is a terrible trade.
You know, thinking about this pressure reminds me of the gym. Lifting weights.
How so?
When you go to the gym, you want some pressure. If the weight is too light, your muscles do not grow.
Right, you need a little challenge.
Yes. A little bit of stress makes the muscle stronger. But What happens if you walk in on day one and try to lift 500 kilos?
You will break your bones. You will crush yourself.
Exactly. Mental pressure is the exact same. A little pressure is good. It gets you out of bed. It makes you practice.
But crushing pressure.
The crushing pressure of comparing your life to billions of people on the internet, that does not make you stronger. It breaks your mind.
Good pressure builds you up. Bad pressure crushes you.
So true.
Now, we have explored the problem deeply, but we need to fix it. We're going to share practical tips to rebuild your mindset today.
I am ready. Let's get into the solutions. What is the first practical tip?
Tip number 1, compare less, connect more. We have to change the main question our brain asks every morning.
What does our brain ask right now?
Right now, you wake up and ask, where are they compared to me? How much money does my friend make compared to me? We must delete that question.
If we delete it, what do we ask instead?
You ask this, where am I compared to the person I was yesterday?
Oh, I love that.
That is it. Did you read one more page today than yesterday? Were you slightly more patient today? You only measure yourself against your past self.
My only competition is me from yesterday. That takes so much weight off my shoulders. I don't have to beat my friend. I just have to beat yesterday's me.
Exactly. What is the second tip?
Tip number 2, identify your season. Think about nature. Nature does not bloom with flowers all year long. Life has seasons.
What do the seasons of life look like?
Well, listener, think about where you are right now. Are you in a winter season? Winter is for resting. Maybe you just worked very hard for years, and now you are tired.
You need to recover.
Yes, that is a valid season. Or maybe you're in a spring season. You're reading books, learning, and planting seeds for the future.
Or a summer season of building and working fast.
Exactly. And here's why this is important. You cannot compare your season 1 to someone else's season 7.
Give us a practical example of that.
Let's say you want to learn to play the guitar. That is your season 1. What does season 1 look like?
It is messy. You make terrible sounds, your fingers hurt.
Right. But then you open YouTube and see a professional playing perfectly on stage. That person is in season 7.
And if you compare your season 1 to their season 7, you will feel worthless. You will want to smash the guitar.
But you are not a failure. You are just in a different season. Each season moves at its own speed. You cannot yell at a flower to make it grow faster.
Accept your season. Do not fight the winter. Rest without guilt.
Okay, tip number 3. Progress is consistency, not speed.
Consistency over speed.
Yes. If you take one tiny step forward every single day, you will be 365 steps ahead in a year.
Let's compare 2 different people doing this, person A and person B.
Okay.
Both want to get healthy. Person A wants results fast. So on January 1st, person A goes to the gym and runs at speed 10 for 3 hours.
They go super fast.
Yes. But after 1 month, their body is broken. They are exhausted, they hate the gym, so they quit. For the next 11 months, their speed is 0.
Oh, I have been person A so many times, going from 0 to 100 on day 1 and then burning out.
Yes. Now look at person B. Person B says, I will not run at speed 10. I will walk at a comfortable speed of 6.
Nice and easy.
They just take a 30-minute walk every day. They never feel pain. Because it is easy, they do it all year long. At the end of the year, who is healthier?
Person B for sure. They walked all year. Consistency wins. Steady never stops.
It is far better to move at speed 6 all year than sprint at speed 10 for a month and collapse.
All right, we talked about the ideas, but now we want to give you real physical actions you can do today right after this podcast.
Let's get very practical. What is action number 1?
Action number 1 is clean your social media.
Clean it up.
Yes. If your house was full of garbage, you would clean it.
Yeah.
We need to do the same with our phones. So here is a challenge for the listener.
Listen closely to this challenge.
Open your social media today. Find 3 accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. 3 accounts that make you feel jealous or behind.
And what do they do with those accounts?
Unfollow them immediately.
Delete them.
Remove them. You do not have to be mean about it. If it is a friend, just mute them so you don't see their pictures. Just remove that poison from your brain.
Protect your peace aggressively. I love that.
Yeah.
What is action number 2?
Action 2. Track. Actions, not outcomes.
Actions, not outcomes. Let's explain the difference.
An outcome is the final result, like getting an A+ on a test or winning a race or getting a job.
And an action is the effort. Studying for 2 hours is the action. Running every morning is the action. Sending out job resumes is the action.
Exactly. And here is the secret. We cannot control the outcome.
We have 0 control over the final result.
You cannot control if the teacher asks a trick question. You cannot control if it rains during the race.
Mm.
But you have total control over your actions.
You control your effort.
If you focus only on the action, if you say, I studied for 2 hours today, then you are a winner. You succeeded. Focus on the action, and the good outcomes will eventually happen.
Release the result. Very powerful. Action number 3, set a 90-day goal.
Don't plan the whole year.
Exactly. Do not plan a full year. A year is too long for the brain. If you set a goal for December and it is January, your brain says, we have plenty of time, let's watch TV.
It makes us lazy.
Yes. So shrink your timeline. Set one small goal for the next 90 days, just 3 months. In 90 days, I will read 2 books.
Why does 90 days work better?
Because the finish line is close. You can see it. And when you reach it in 3 months, you get to celebrate. You feel like a winner 4 times a year instead of once.
Celebrating is so important. And that leads to our last action. Action 4. Celebrate invisible progress.
Invisible progress.
As humans, a lot of our growth happens inside, where no one can see it.
Let me give you a picture from nature.
Please do. Think about an apple seed. You plant it in the dark dirt, you water it. For a whole month, you look at the dirt and see absolutely nothing.
Just flat dirt.
It looks like a total failure on the outside. But underneath, in the dark, the seed is working so hard, it is pushing strong roots deep into the ground.
Building a safe base.
Yes, all the real work is happening in the dark. Then finally, a green leaf pops up and people walk by and say, wow, an overnight success.
But they did not see the months of hard work in the dark.
Exactly. You must learn to celebrate the quiet, invisible work you do on yourself.
If you read 10 pages today instead of using your phone, that is a root growing in the dark.
If you took a deep breath instead of yelling when you are angry, that is a root growing in the dark.
No one will give you a medal for it, but it makes you stronger. Be proud of your invisible progress.
Celebrate your roots. This has been such a wonderful conversation today. It is time to bring it all together.
Let's summarize it.
If you are listening right now, hear this. You are not delayed. You are deliberate.
Deliberate. You are taking your time to make the right choices for your life.
Your path is unfolding exactly as it should. Please stop punishing yourself for not being someone else. Drop that old 1950s rulebook.
Drop the heavy backpack.
Appreciate yourself for trying again today. Appreciate yourself for not giving up.
Those are powerful words. To close today, we want to leave you with a question to think about.
What is the question?
We talked about the seasons of life. Keeping that in mind, ask yourself this today. Instead of asking why you are behind, ask yourself, what is your current season preparing you for?
What a beautiful question. What is the winter preparing you to build in the spring? Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
Thank you for listening.
We warmly thank you for joining the Grow Your Mindset podcast. Take a deep breath, drop that heavy backpack, give yourself some grace, and remember, you can only take life one step at a time. Have a wonderful, peaceful day.